Hello and welcome everybody to today's video. Welcome to the Vee Academy. My name is Crumbrion, Professor Crumbrion, if you would. And today we're going to be taking a look at a wonderful game that we played on Pokemon Trading Card Game Live, and be happy to get your reactions to it. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. If you want to follow me and watch games in real time, check me out on twitch.tv/Crumbrion. For now, let's go check out the game. Thanks for watching.
3, 2, 1, go!
Hello, YouTube. Welcome back. It's been a minute since we've done one of these. We do a Destined Rivals deck review. Deck profile, whatever you want to call it. This one, obviously, we have to start off with Gardevoir. Gardevoir has been something that I've been working on since September pre-rotation, getting ready for rotation, and ever since I've been keeping up on the pulse of Gardevoir. We're going to take a look into our most recent additions and changes to our Gardevoir list. Right now, it's been unbeaten on the ladder. I think we've gone a hefty less than dozen games, but we've gone about double-digit games so far. Double-digit wins with Gardevoir so far, pretty good. Against some of the newer decks that are out there. So let's take a look at what has changed. Obviously, we still have Gardevoir in this deck. Obviously. We have, however, our first Destined Rivals edition is Shaman. Flower Curtain. Prevent all damage done to your benched Pokemon that don't have a rule box by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon. Pokemon EXV, etc. have rule boxes. Smash Kick for 30. So at 80 HP, this little dude cannot be searched by Buddy Poffin. However, Flower Curtain is an extremely important piece to protect your Ralts, to protect your Kirlias before they get knocked out, before getting into Gardevoir. Great into decks like a lot of stuff in the meta right now. Terrabox is going to have a rough time with this. We're going to see some of the newer deck archetypes that are coming out with that kind of tailored to the Combusken angle of things. So like Combusken itself, Greninja EX, Terra-type Greninja, they will no longer be able to damage the bench in that respect either. Raging Bolt, all of a sudden, if you have Shaymin on the bench, the Baby Bolt will not be able to do any damage to your non-rule box Pokemon. So Shaymin, a very, very keen piece here. Dragapult can still get through, so Shaymin is not like Rabsca, does not block the placing of damage counters, but Shaymin is also a basic. Whereas Rabsca is a stage 1, a little bit more to work on there, but we're going to try. We've tested out Shaymin. Shaymin so far has been pretty solid. Gives us that breathing room that we need. So obviously, Nest Balls getting Shaman out there. Artisan can get Shaman out there. Very solid addition to this list against the decks that you're going to need this against. It's only a single prizer. Very easy to set up. Very solid little Pokemon. Auto inclusion into Gardevoir, in my opinion. So we still have our regular lineup here. We still have Drifloon, obviously. Big attacks on Drifloon. We still have Clefairy, excellent into Dragon type decks. One of the primary attackers against Raging Bolt. You want to use Lillie's Clefairy to take the first 2 prizes. Generally in the Raging Bolt matchup, whoever takes the first 2 prizes is likely going to win that matchup if you're going Beat Stick versus Beat Stick. So Clefairy for 2 energy can smash out a Raging Bolt very easily, then get knocked out, and we bring Clefairy back and do it all over again. And the third knockout can be basically anything at that point. So Clefairy gives us a very strong chance into Raging Bolt. Now that paired up with Shaman means that they're not going to be able to rely on Baby Bolt to get that done, which is very nice because we also run Mew in this deck, which can still get targeted on the bench, unfortunately. Can't stop that from the Shaman, but Mew is been in my list, and it's staying in my list no matter how many people take it out of theirs, because Mew is integral to this deck's success. Restart. If you do not have at least 3 cards in your hand, you may draw until you have 3 cards in your hand at any point in time during your turn, once per turn. Genome hacking lets you copy the opposing Pokemon's attack in the active slot. Any one of their attacks, you don't have to have the energy cost for them. You get to use them as this Pokemon's attack. So if you want to use Raging Bolt's attack against it, and you have the energies on the board to do so, great, you can do that. If you want to use Dragapult's attack against it, paired up with Clefairy, you're doing a bunch of damage and you're placing those damage counters. Wonderful, you can do that. If you are in the Gardevoir, if Mew is damaged and you want to use their Screamtail's attack against them, you can use that too. Any Pokemon at all. Today, we actually had a matchup against Team Rocket's Mewtwo. Team Rocket's Mewtwo was not really able to get a very efficient attack off against Mew. We were able to move some damage counters around, but Mew was able to get a very efficient one-hit KO on the Team Rocket's Mewtwo because of the ability to discard energy from our bench. Makes it so that Mew can hit 280 if we discard 2, and that is conveniently just how much HP Mewtwo has. So Mew, very versatile attacker, able to attack at basically any point in the game if you have 3 energy in the discard pile, or a combination of 1 energy in hand, 2 in the discard pile, or what have you. Excellent attacker, free pivot as well, wonderful into a bunch of different matchups. We play Mimikyu. I know this is gonna raise a few eyebrows. I know a lot of people ask me all the time, Mimikyu, isn't that just a joke? This is not Team Rocket's Mimikyu. This is basic Mimikyu, safeguard Mimikyu. Prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon EX and Pokemon V. Ghost Eye does 7 damage counters, placing 7 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon. It is not considered an attack. Ghost Eye gets around things like Vengeful Punch, because if you knock out something with Ghost Eye, you're not knocking it out with an attack, damage from an attack. So Vengeful Punch does not proc. It gets around things like, oh my goodness, I'm blanking right now. Deluxe Bomb. Deluxe Bomb does not get procced by Ghost Eye. Maractus's ability does not get procced by Ghost Eye. Experience Share does not get procced by Ghost Eye. So if you knock something out with Ghost Eye, your opponent will not get to use Experience Share and pull those energies off and save those energies. A lot of stuff does not get procced by Ghost Eye, although Team Rocket's Articuno does prevent the damage from Ghost Eye being placed on to Team Rocket's basic Pokemon. Keep that in mind. But ultimately, Mimikyu being a nice little chip damage, if you want to check out my videos, Mimikyu is integral in beating a massively god turn Joltik box. Iron Hands can't damage Mimikyu, can't do anything to it. So Ceruledge can't damage Mimikyu. A lot of these decks do not have an answer for Mimikyu, do not have a very good way to deal with Mimikyu at all. Gives you that turn or 2 or 5 that you need, while doing big damage. 7 damage counters is no slouch, and can force your opponent to have to do something different. So Mimikyu has been a very welcome addition in this list, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Very solid. 2 monkeys. 2 monkeys is all we need. I know a lot of lists are running 3 Munkidori and 3 Dark Energy. We run 2 Monkey and 2 Dark Energy. Very efficient use of the Munkidori means you don't need to go wide with the Dark Energy, nor with the Munkidoris, because bench space is going to be at a premium with the Shaman. You want to keep the bench as compact as possible, with the bench protected, less of a chance to have additional monkeys on the bench. So you want to go with that. We have expanded our Kirlias, so we are now running a 3-3-2, 3 Ralts, 3 Kirlia, 2 Gardevoir. That is because we are running 2 TM Evolution. TM Evolution was something that I have been experimenting since before Portland. After Milwaukee, actually, watching the Gardevoir matchups in Milwaukee and finding as I was watching the matches that Gardevoir was losing because it was too slow. It was getting set up too slow. They weren't getting Kirlias out fast enough. They were getting 1 Kirlia out, 1 Ralts on the bench. It was not fast enough to deal with the absolute assault. And it was not just bench sniping. It was bossing up the single Kirlia knockout, have to wait because they don't play Rare Candy, evolve to Kirlia, boss up the Kirlia next turn, knock it out, and not having access to Gardevoir the entire game. Instantly thought, I'm like, okay, Team Evolution fixes that, Rare Candy fixes that. So we are now on a 1 Rare Candy, 2 TM Evolution. I was on 2 Rare Candy, was finding I wasn't using them all the time, dropped down to 1 to make room for Shaman. 2 TM Evolution has been absolutely perfect. This has been wonderful, especially with the addition of another Arven in the list. So we run 3 Arven, along with Secret Box. Secret Box, obviously the best A-Spec choice for Gardevoir right now, hands down. Does everything you want. Gets an item card, gets a Pokemon tool, gets a supporter card, gets your stadium card. Gets everything you want while discarding cards, which who doesn't want to discard cards in Gardevoir? Because we are running a total of 8 Psychic Energy in this list with 2 Dark. Same 10 energy, just divvied up a little bit differently. Gives us more access to Psychic, easier access to Psychic, able to discard Psychic very quickly. Gets us our Arvins, run 4 Ionos, run 2 Research. I have not had any issues drawing cards. I've been able to get my Researches at perfect times. I haven't had to discard my entire hands if I don't need to. Iono's been impeccable at preserving that as well. So loving the addition of the 4th Iono, dropping, I guess, increasing to 2 Research. I did have other draw options previously, but settling on 2 Research seems like a very, very nice medium right now at the moment. In terms of search, we have 3 Ultra Balls, we have 2 Nest Balls, we have 3 Earthen Vessels. 3 Earthen Vessels seems like that is the golden ratio for Earthen Vessel in this list. Being able to go out and discard energy to grab energy, finding those dark energies at critical moments. The Ultra Balls, it does feel a little bit high at 3, for me at least. I'm sure a lot of people would disagree. And I find that half the time I have 2 Ultra Balls in hand, I have to use an Ultra Ball to discard an Ultra Ball. So maybe the right ratio is 2. I'm not sure, but 3 right now feels perfectly fine as well. Able to get those Pokemon out, especially Shaman, giving us extra chances to get the Shaman out. We don't have access to Nest Ball. We have the 1 Artisan in the list. We have 3 Night Stretchers to get those critical Pokemon back as well. 2 Buddy Poffin to get the TM Evo Buddy Poffin play off of the early game Arvin, which is extremely strong. Highly recommend. We play Lively Stadium in this list. I know, crazy. Lively Stadium. Each basic Pokemon in play, both yours and your opponents, gets plus 30 HP. This card alone has won me so many games that you would not believe. It has won me an incredible amount of games because either you whiff you've either overcommitted on Bravery Charms, or you've had to commit Bravery Charms on entirely for different reasons. You don't have access to Bravery Charms, you can't find them. You have Lively Stadium, you just get an extra 30 HP, which can get you over that hump, what you might need. Because all of a sudden, Drifloon has 100 HP base. So all of a sudden, you're putting 80 damage on Drifloon to attack for 240 without even a charm. You don't even need a charm. For Screamtail, you're getting to 120 HP base, which means now you can get to 11 damage counters, and that's 220 damage on anything on the board. That's pretty significant. Now with Shaman in play, the impact of Screamtail is a little bit less. However, if the list doesn't play Shaman, then hey, that Pheasantipity is looking mighty good on the bench there. I think we'll just take that. Let's go ahead and take that for 220 damage on the bench. No problem. Now, Lively Stadium does increase your opponent's base HP as well. So if they do end up bumping the Lively Stadium when their Pheasantipity has 220 and with the 240 HP, then they will instantly knock out their Pheasantipity. However, if you also have a Charm on your Screamtail, now your Screamtail has 170 HP, and you can easily get past the extra 30 that the Pheasantipity is getting there and swing for a massive amount of damage, if you so choose to. Now, another Destined Rivals addition to this deck that I think is going to be integral and is a main reason why I am running a total of 3, yes, 3, you heard correctly, 3 stadiums in this list. Team Rocket's Watchtower. This is a card that you want to play later in the game. Artisan is your early game because you want to get your Pokemon out, get your Pokemon set up, great. They bump the Artisan, no problem. You put down Lively Stadium. Give yourself a mid-game attacking range, late-game attacking range, excellent, perfect. Well, they bump that with their second stadium. Most decks run 1 to 2 stadiums. We're running 3. Our ace in the hole, our number 1 pitcher, our, number 3 slot in the batting order, top goal scorer, whatever sports analogy you want to use. Team Rocket's Watchtower. colorless Pokemon in play, both yours and your opponents have no abilities. We do not play any colorless Pokemon. However, lots of people are playing Blood Moon or Saluna, Dunsparce, Pidgeot, right? Noctowl. We're seeing a lot of colorless Pokemon right now that are integral to a lot of lists. That a late game Team Rocket's Watchtower, when they have bumped all their stadiums, they have no stadiums left, you play Watchtower, it is checkmate. They can no longer attack with Ursaluna for 0 energy. They can no longer Noctowl search. If you counter catch a Dunsparce into the active slot, it can no longer run away draw. They have to pay the 3 energy retreat cost or find a different way to retreat it. Team Rocket's Watchtower does literally so much. Late game, if you can play it properly. And so far, it's been a lot of fun. It also forces your opponent to overextend to get a stadium bump if they have it, which can cost them dearly. Which happened in a recent game on the ladder against Ethan's Typhlosion. So they had to use research to find a stadium bump because the Dunsparce was locked in the active slot. They had to get a stadium bump. They had to research away at boss's orders and a super rod late game. 9 cards left in deck. They couldn't afford to, but they had to because they were going to lose the game otherwise. Screamtail is going to be knocking everything else around it out. So ultimately, we're running 2 charms right now just because the list is very tight on that. I don't think we need more than 2 charms, though. It's been perfectly fine. This list has been very, very solid. I have, as you can see, if you take a look at my other videos, I've had some games without the Shaman, without the Watchtower, with this list including a couple of other cards that were just basically changes in denominations. So we had a 4th Night Stretcher, we had another Nest Ball, I believe, we had another Bravery Charm. So a couple minor changes. This list so far in Destined Rivals has been beating everything it's been going up against. Fairly decent time into things. Gardevoir continues to be a strong archetype going forward. Going in NAIC, I think it will continue to be strong. We've already faced off against Marnie's Grimmsnarl. Easily beat Marnie's Grimmsnarl. It was the Froslass variant. If you have checked out my other videos, you'll know that I'm a fan of the Poison variant. I've talked about that at length as well. But yeah, excellent. Cannot go wrong with this deck. The deck list will be in the description below. If you have used this deck or a deck list very similar to this one, and you tailored it differently to your needs, please leave a comment in the section below. Let me know how it went for you. Let me know what you changed. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you didn't like. If you like the video, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. Drop us a follow. Maybe hit that subscription button. Get a little notification bell going. Check us out in the next video. I'll have more gameplay footage ready for all of you. Until next time, see you again, YouTube.